Rhalan, another position that I found myself in was your close guard, and I found it to be very frustrating. Can you explain a little bit about what was going on in your mind and what other opportunities you had from the close guard?
Yeah. Actually, I love the close guard. That's probably my favorite place to be. I feel good there anytime I end up there. Let's get right into it.
All right.
So, when we get here in the close guard, my first goal is to keep my guard closed as long as I can. People would think, well, but what about the submission and stuff like that? You need to open it. Yes, but my first goal is to get the submission. I want to get the finish. If I can get this finish right off the bat, why not? That's going to be what I look to do. So, a couple of different grips I've seen. People like to do sleeve grips. People do collar sleeve, and a very common grip is hand on the collar here. So, I use a lot of these different grips depending on different moments. But lately, one thing that I've been finding that has been catching a lot of people off guard and very fun to use is I'll go into this collar sleeve grip here. Precisely this collar and this sleeve, okay? Some people may go here, but me, myself, I'm really looking for this setup right here. Now, it's a very interesting setup because it doesn't seem very intimidating. It doesn't seem very like there's too much going on. But what I'm capitalizing is like on different tensions and feeling how he's using his weight, and I'm looking to set him up a little bit down the road. So although it might not seem like too much is going on right now, using these grips here, I get the collar, a nice handle, and I start to pull a lot of leverage on this collar. And what that does is that compromises his arm. Most people, when passing the top guard, are very familiar with using this arm on this knee and passing to this side. It's a very trained, very common routine. So I like to go against that. And when I grab this collar, he'll quickly realize he can't use the hand on the knee. When he goes to use the hand on the knee, everything crumbles down. And I can look to capitalize from there. So that makes this arm kind of stuck. And the first, probably the more basic option to go from here will be triangle. So I'll go here, I'll collapse the arm, and I'll ride over the top. I'm already controlling that sleeve, so it makes it hard for him to use his hand to defend. And I got a good hand on the collar to keep him from posturing up the way he wants. And now, I'm just gonna go ahead and seal the deal. I'm gonna bring the arm across, I'm gonna find my shin bone, foot on the hip, rotate, and lock a nice tight triangle. And when I lock my triangle, I don't just close any triangle. I'll really get a good angle, and I'll bring my leg around the world, and I'll chop over his shoulder. So you don't see any shoulder on the triangle. That's one indicator I like to use a lot, and you can finish from there. Pretty effortless, right? Think smart. Or wait, what did it say? Work smart, not hard, right? So, these grips here. Now another thing can happen, right? Sometimes, maybe you're going here, he's a little bit more aware of this triangle, and he's kind of, neutralizing a little bit, so you can come right back to your guard, right? Maybe it didn't work out the way you wanted. No problem. Next attack. Well, he can't really use his hand at this point. This arm, again, is compromised. He's going to start realizing he's probably going to start passing to the other side. So he's going to start using this hand somewhere in there to pass around the side. Now, I'm going to capitalize on that. I'm actually going to shoot over this time. I go over. Once I go over, now the goal is to immediately pull my hand out, focus 2 against 1, and drag the arm to the opposite side now. Okay? At this point, they might be fighting the posture. So when I drag the arm across, you can pull the head if you need, find your shin, foot on the hip, spin to the other side now. And again, leg around the world for the finish here. Well, as you guys can probably see, I have very long legs, so I use what I got. Some people may not like the triangle because they feel like their legs won't adapt to it well, or their body may not adapt to it well. I always think there's a way to work it, but I have long legs and I like triangles a lot, so here we are. So the last one I want to try is I'll hold the collar here, same setup in the sleeve. And when you do this triangle on this side, if he puts his hand on the inside, you go over. But sometimes you get a little angle and you can actually open up space and you can bring your leg inside. And you can shoot triangle that way as well. So 2 different ways, and depending on your how much repetition and training you're doing, you can get really smooth with a combination of these little variants of the triangle, which make it that much more effective, right? So 2 triangles here. Lastly, we got the setup sweep. Okay, so when I'm here and the guy is being smart and cautious, right? I mean, of course I want to catch him right off the bat, but sometimes it's a little bit tricky. I may be trying to go and he's blocking my arm, so I maintain my grips. And then I kind of, let's see what he's gonna do next. And obviously it's very hard for him to pass low because as soon as he lets go of my belt to use it, I'm gonna attack that, and they start to feel that. So they don't wanna let go. What they're gonna do is they'll probably stand up. When they stand up, I hang very heavy on the collar. Do not let them posture. That's compromise. Do not let them posture. Now this hand's gonna go inside on the opposite leg, here. And I start to shimmy my hips around his shoulder. And you can lock up here. If you do it really well, you can go all the way around and just switch right to arm lock. That's very possible. Happens a lot. But again, if it's like pretty neck and neck, he's super smart, he's not really giving up that arm lock right away, I just lock over his shoulder here. And I keep that shoulder very heavy. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna timber to that side, here. And at this moment, now it's very hard, he's off balance, he's out of position. I'm just gonna 1, 2, and finish with the arm lock.
That's an awesome position, Rhalan, and I don't know if the people watching can see, but this arm, like you said, is totally compromised. I have to post on your shoulder, otherwise you're going to break my posture down, and I can't do anything with the arm extended like that.
Yeah, it makes it very kind of tricky, right? If that hand goes out, your posture's compromised. Is there passage from here? Yes, there's probably passage from here, maybe 1 or 2 that I know of, but it's much harder to pass in that situation. That'll open other opportunities. Actually, if you're okay, we can actually do a maybe situation where if the posture does break down a little bit, right? So this just caught me in the moment here. Sometimes the guys go for like a pass here, well they'll have here, and they'll start, you know, getting real, yes. And I got long legs, so I'll keep my guard closed here. And now what I like to do is grab the hand, and I'll shoot my hand in the back here. And I'll keep this hand trapped here. And now from here, I can start to climb his hip. Boom. And I'll finish here.
That's awful.
That's pretty fun too, when they do that low pass.
Wow. So much to drill.
Thank you guys for having me. Always an honor.